Welcome to the Spirit of Business, where we help businesses learn to thrive. I'm your host, Jamie Pritchard, and today I'm with Amy Murphy. Amy is the CEO and founder of Million Dollar Bathrobe, where she helps people live a better life and a life that they always dreamed of. Welcome, Amy. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm very pleased. Listen, Amy, I know we had a little bit of a talk beforehand, and one of the things that I was impressed is you described yourself as going from moderately successful to taking a big leap, and I was very interested in that story. Maybe you could share with our listeners where you were 5 years ago before you came up with the Million Dollar Bathrobe.
So about 5 years ago, my husband and I were unexpectedly pregnant with our third child.
Oh
and yeah, we were the third one at all. And I remember we were having a conversation just, earlier that year about our finances. And he's a longshoreman, so he's always made a pretty decent wage. If you know what a longshoreman does, they work out on the waterfront, the boats come in, the heavy machinery, all those things. And, in Nova Scotia, where I'm from, that makes a decent wage. And we've always lived a decent life. And he's always taken care of me. Anything I wanted to do, he's always supported me. And he's always been there, to help me financially in any endeavors I've always wanted to do. He's always been right there and had my back. Now,
Great.
It's very good. We've been together since 1995, my husband and I, so very long time. And
Okay.
we had this conversation about our finances because things were kind of going not as we expected. And before they throw in a third child on top of kind of going backwards where we want to be in our savings. And my history, I do come from a background in network marketing. I've been in many companies before then, over 10 companies. I like to say I successfully failed in all those 10 companies. And I was a nail technician, makeup artist, and I went to school as well. So I was working out of my home as a nail technician, doing nails for my little home salon, pregnant with a third child. Finance is not the best. We actually put our house up for sale. We bought land out in a smaller town to kind of downsize to try to prepare for our family and all the things. So we were kind of trying to budget and downscale a bit. One of the things that my husband actually said to me, because I was in so many network marketing companies off and on throughout the years, he actually, as a strategy for saving, he said, why don't you stop doing those network marketing companies because you don't make it. And
The money's going out the door and I'm not seeing the money coming back in. Is that kind of the idea?
Exactly. So no money was coming in, but a lot of money was going out. So he figured if he just stopped me doing these things, then we could save a little bit of money and we could try to live comfortably. So
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, that was the picture 5 years ago. That's where we were at 5 years ago. So not not totally bankrupt, nothing like that, but just hard for learning. We needed to start to learn how to budget and prepare for a third child. Finances are going down. We're not really, we don't have any savings. We're not where we wanted to be in any way, shape, or form. And it was getting a little scary. So the house we were in, we built our dream home, the house we wanted to be in, and we thought we'd have to flip it and go somewhere smaller to be have a little bit more expendable.
So you were under in the it's been a while since I've taken a look at the psychology books, but I remember in my psychology training at university, they talked about the top 5 pressures. It looks like you were under 3 or 4 of them, and all at one time. So you're in this position. Finances are not great. You're taking a little bit more. Your husband's telling you, for God's sakes, get out of this network marketing. It's such a drain. And what do you do?
And what do I do? Well, I was looking for a product that I was needing. And coming from the beauty industry, I have access to all kinds of products from the supplier, wholesale, for all the salons and spas. And I was looking for a product in that area and I couldn't find anything. And I came across an ad about a product, asked the lady for a sample. I tried it and I liked it. My dilemma was that the only way to buy it was a network marketing product.
Oh, Amy, say it isn't so. No, you didn't.
It isn't so. So here I am. Oh my gosh, I want to buy these products, but I just promised my husband I wouldn't sign up and do these companies again, but I really want the product. And if I sign up as a distributor, I'll get the better price. And if I happen to sell to my family and friends, I'll make it back and it wouldn't cost anything. So in my mind, I was thinking, well, I'll be doing him a favor if I join a distributor because I'm going to get the better discount. So you're welcome. I'm going to save you money because I'm going to buy the product.
All right.
Anyway, right?
Right.
And if I happen to sell a little bit, then, you know, then it could be essentially it pays itself off and it's free. So you're welcome, Tim. I'm
So
helping
you
out.
rushed home and told your husband about that plan, I'm sure.
I did not. Here's the funny part. So I actually,
Amy, what were you thinking?
I wanted these products. I decided, okay, you know what? I'm going to do it. So I pressed submit. I signed up as a distributor, and I didn't tell him for about a month.
Okay. You were waiting for that money and those friends. Did you approach the friends and family or did you hold off on those?
I did. I planted seeds with some friends and family. I kept it kind of down low. I actually told my husband when I knew the visa bill was going to come out about 30 days later, because I knew he scrutinizes the bill, especially not just so much. Oh, but back in the day, he was very like, "What was this? What was this? What was this?" And it's like I'd never get in trouble, but he always analysis.
All right. So you made an adult decision. You're under a lot of stress, and you decided, I haven't succeeded before in this, but somehow this is different. Got it. And so the bill comes in, and the cat's out of the bag. What happened then?
So here's where my life completely changed, and it's going to paint Tim in a bad picture, but it's actually the best thing that ever happened. So my husband, what I had done, I said, you know what, I kind of planted seeds about, I need stuff, I need these products. Like he heard my complaints and my needs and stuff. And I told him I found a product that I've been searching for and vote for the visa bill because I did sign up as a distributor, but just for the discount. Like my intention when I signed up was for the discount. And if I happen to sell to my mom, my sister-in-law, like my friends trust me. I'm in the beauty industry, so my friends would trust me with beauty products. So I figured I could sell enough. And I gave him my story. He looked at me, and I never seen him so mad in my life. And this is coming from a man who's always supported me in any dream, any endeavor, he would move me across the country, for acting, I do TV and film. And he would move me into an apartment, make sure I'm set up safe. And he would come home, work as a longshoreman, send me money to live while I'm pursuing my dreams as an actor while we're married. Before we were married, during marriage, like he would support my dream. Anything I wanted to do, start an MLM, who cares? Go ahead and do it. Supported me all the time. So I was not expecting this, I was not expecting the brakes to halt at all. I was expecting to go, okay, yeah, whatever, do whatever you want, it's fine.
So Amy, how long did you have to live away from your house?
Well, that we had a really big argument, and to me really resonated deeply and really fueled me. He said, good luck with that. Nobody's going to trust you. You've sold everything under the sun. Why would this be different?
Yep.
Why this, these don't work. You promised me you weren't going to do this, and here you are doing it again. I know where this is leading. I know where it's going. I've seen this before 10 times over.
Okay.
Don't include me in this. Because I said, well, I already signed up. So I'm already in it. Right. So I've already signed up. And so he said, well, just don't include me. And then when he started to walk up the stairs, I looked at him, and these words that came out of my mouth were the words that changed forever. I looked at him and I said, you know what? I said, I just signed up for the discount, but I believe I can do something with this. I don't see why I can't. I know my friends would believe in me. I know I believe in me. And you know what? I'm going to make you a promise. I'll make you an ultimatum. I will make it in this company. And if I don't, I will never do another one again. I will be done. And he went, good luck with that. And he walked upstairs.
But he still decided to live in the same house with you.
But he still,
Okay.
He wanted nothing to do with it. So right away, after that conversation, it was like I declared it, I stamped it, I put my mark on it, and I started running like the wind. So it wasn't
So
until
what did you do? Like, I mean, at that point, like, I mean, I've been in sales for a long time, and one of the key things of sales, especially when you're hiring salespeople, is past performance is a good indicator of future performance. So I can see how your husband would have reacted the way that he did. What I'm interested in is he turns his back and he shuts the door and poo-poos all of this. What was it inside you that changed? There's something that had to have changed.
besides the fact that I wanted to prove him wrong.
Yep.
And to myself that I could do it. I could succeed. You know, I had mediocre success that I did. You know, when I was a nail tech, you know, the community loved my nails. I did a really great job doing art. When I was an actor, I actually did TV and film things. You can look up my stage name, Amy Kerr. Like, you can find things, and I've had moderate success, you know, but I never really truly made my mark. I never was like the breadwinner. Like, he was always the breadwinner, and I played with things, and I always kind of had little bits of mediocre success, you know, fluffing me along and yay, good for you,
Okay.
you know. So I never truly found success, and I just made a decision. I made a decision. I'm going to do this. I'm going to figure out what it means to do this. I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to prove to him and myself and everyone else that's doubting me that I can do this. And I started researching right away how to work network marketing. What does network marketing really truly mean? Because I feel like in the other companies, I didn't truly make a decision to do anything. I decided I'm going to sell some, and if I make money, okay. The same as I did when I signed up this last time. I decided, I'll use the product, and if I happen to sell it, I'll make some money. But that wasn't truly the decision this time. I actually said, I'm going to figure this out. I want to know how to work it. And I want to give a shout out to one of my mentors. Is Ray Higdon was the very first blog that I read was his blog about network marketing. And I started learning from him and his network marketing techniques and stuff. And then I started implementing what I was learning. And then I started building a team and using his techniques. And I just kept researching, and I kept talking and doing. And one of the parts that is really, I feel, was really making my mark, which I didn't know at the time, but I would show up on Facebook when people weren't going live. It wasn't a thing. I actually found it by mistake, how to go live. And I went on Facebook one day in my bathrobe, looking like a hot mess. And I was actually 4 months pregnant when I started.
Totally accidental, like it wasn't anything. It was just the way it was. Hey, I'm going to try this out.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I remember pressing a button because I was going to message a friend, and I pressed some button, and all of a sudden I was on Facebook. I was like, oh, hey, like, what's up? Like, I didn't know it was a thing. It was really cool. So I just started talking to people as I was. So I was 4 or 5 months pregnant when I started this last company. And then I gave birth, 4 months in, and I'm going live all the time, pregnant with a bathrobe, then having a baby. Literally, I would nurse online, talking to people, my kids running around me.
This is crazy.
Yeah, I was Hot Mess Express 24/7. And I think like I was entertaining people because people were like, oh my God, it wasn't a thing to go live. So here's this crazy chick with a baby on her boob, hair up to here in a bathrobe, talking about these beauty products and like this. And Tim's friends were like, why is your wife like going live on her bathrobe all the time? Like, what's her deal? Like, what's her deal? And Tim was like, I don't know, it's just her thing. Like, I don't know, it's just my wife. She doesn't care what people think, but that I was building my brand without knowing I was building my brand because I was truly showing up as myself. I liked the products. I wanted to share the opportunity, and I did not stop. And with what happened with that was I was the first person in all of Canada. It took about 1.5 years. I was the first person in the whole country to hit the very top of our company, the top level, the first person, wow. Pregnant, bathrobe, having a baby, 2 kids, looking like a hot mess 24/7. And I'm the little old Canadian that makes it to the top. And so that was just astounding. And then 2.5 years in, I was honored into the $1 Million Club. So
So that's where the Million Dollar Bathrobe. So I just want to back up. You said, I love your energy. Your energy is contagious. And I think that's part of the reason why you're so successful. So I'm always interested in the motivation. And one of the reasons I do what I do in the spirit of business is I feel that there's two ways that business owners are motivated. There's either an internal motivation, just something that they've decided or made some sort of decision or have within them, and they go off and do it, similar to what you've done. There's also an external or a calling. People may have a calling to do something. They answer that calling. So what I hear from you, as far as the process that you went through, you have this argument with your husband that still sticks in your mind, and the way he reacted to you created some determination into you. Would I be far off from that?
You're 100% correct.
So you're determined, and you started doing things differently than you ever did before in the network marketing. One of the key things that you talked about was, I'm going to research, I'm going to figure this out on what the process is and how I can be successful. Okay.
Yes.
So, and then you start building this team. Could you identify what the driving factor was? If you were looking back on all of that, was it something that you needed to prove for yourself? I know you mentioned that already. Was it, I've got this little baby and I want to, I'm just curious. And the answer might be, I don't know.
Well, those were definitely factors.
Okay.
Because my husband and I had a really hard conversation when we found out that I was pregnant. He actually said, I don't know if we can afford a third child. He said that to me. Like,
wow.
Our finances are planned out perfectly for two, and
Right.
we're going two. I don't
Right.
know if we can afford a third. And it was a really hard conversation, because in my mind, I'm like, well, we'll make it work. And I actually said to him, something will happen. I have faith that something will happen that we'll be able to provide for this third child. God would not give us this blessing if we could not provide. And that
Right.
was a hard conversation we had very, very early on. And when we first found out we were pregnant. And so that was definitely a driving force, because I wanted to be able to provide for my kid. And this could be the thing that I was looking for, that we could
Right.
comfortably have this third child. And then another driving force was that my husband works really, really hard. He's worked as a longshoreman as long as we've been together, since his whole family is longshoremen. And if you know what job that is, it's very, very grueling in the back shift hours. They work their big money nights, where they make their money, is overnights. They work evenings, holidays, weekends. And one of our strategies was for me to stop working network marketing companies. His solution was, I'll work more. He was already working evenings, weekends, and holidays. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah, he said, you stay home with the kids, because
Right.
child is expensive. You stay home and I'll work more. So now he'll work days, evenings, weekends, and holidays. And he was getting neck pain, back pain, no sleep, crazy schedule, not living his fulfilled life at all. And I could see it took a toll on him, but he needed to provide for our family. And so he would do it at all costs. And I
Right.
saw what that was doing to him mentally and physically. And so it really drove me to really want to do it, not just to prove him wrong, because that would feel really good,
Right.
but I knew if I could help out in some way and make something of myself, like some kind of a difference,
Right.
then he could ease up on his work at the docks, and that he wouldn't have to be so stressed out about the dockyards
Right.
and
Right.
health and being there, and he wouldn't miss all the things with our family, right? Like, he would be able to enjoy the family that he provides for, instead of being at the docks 24/7.
So what I hear from you is it was almost for you, there was many different factors. It wasn't just one thing. It was almost, to use a sailing term, a perfect storm
Yeah.
that came together for you, and you started to gain some traction. So what did your day look like? What I really liked when you were talking about your baby just hanging out there, you're very
Yeah.
self-effacing, and I'm amazed when our perceptions of how businesses should be run, you know, you've got to show up. If you're running a business, you've got to be in a suit and tie. Look at me. And here you are in a bathrobe, and it just started with you basically just being you. What did your day look like? So you were 3 months. You're building this business in a year and a half. So you've got a young child that you have to look after. I'm sure you have 2 other kids that you have to do, and you're being a mom. How did you fit this in to be successful and build a business?
Yeah. So when I was building, I wouldn't say that I fit this into my life. I fit my life into my business because I flipped the switch totally. Now my life looks different. Now I fit it into I've made the balance the opposite, but building,
Right.
I was so determined that I would work my business legitimately. Like, no, I'm going to be honest. I worked it 24/7. And Tim and I would fight a lot because he's like, why are you on your phone? I'm like, I'm building something good. Trust me. And he didn't understand what I was doing. He just saw
Yep.
all of a sudden I was on my phone all the time. I'm on the internet in my bathrobe. I'm talking to people on the internet. I just nonstop on my phone. My kids I'm throwing them craft dinner to eat. You know, I'm just like running around like a haggard mess.
Right.
They're falling asleep
Okay.
at night. Like it was crazy. And I'm not going to lie. It was a crazy grind what I did.
Yep. Yep. It reminds me, I can't remember where I heard it, but most business owners, and I know this in my first business, your first 6 months, you've got to throw yourself into your business. And that's where you rarely say no to opportunities. Your goal is to get that money going in. And then after you've gone through that, and then you can sort of evaluate where things are, where the people I like to play with. So how long did you have to do that before you felt that point? Okay, I need to make some changes and make this fit into my life.
Once I hit the very, very top is when I finally took a breath. I crashed for
Yep.
I think a month. I just went, oh,
Yeah.
like literally crashed because the adrenaline going up. Because remember, my husband was still working, not believing me. He didn't
Right.
believe me. Even though the paychecks were coming in, his excuse then was, well, how long is that going to last? Right? When he said,
Okay.
then he
So a
said,
year and a half later, he was still
it took
not on board?
well, top, he was like, okay, let me see what you did here. Like, let me assess what you did. And he came around once I hit the top, maybe
Yeah.
the second below the top, then he sort of let me see what you're doing. Let me see this comp plan and what you're talking about. And then when I actually hit the very, very top is when I finally took my breath, and he really had my, at that point, he really turned around when I hit the top. Like he understood, okay, this isn't going anywhere. It's been a year and a half. You did all of this. Like he really turned around a lot
Right.
with the sport when I hit the top. Yeah. So it was about a year and a half. I grinded my butt off to exhaustion for a year and a half.
So having done that and being able to reflect back, if you were to talk to somebody just entering your business, what tips might you give them to make that ride a little bit easier?
I would definitely say pick your priorities out first. In your life, what's your priority? And
Right.
because looking back, I learned a hard lesson in the fact that I was so hyper focused on my goal that
Yeah.
I feel that first year and a half, like of my daughter's first milestones, my young kids they were 4 and 5, they were little too. And I don't even remember anything from that year and a half except me grinding. And so make sure you get your priorities straight, because now I prioritize my family, and I don't put things in my schedule unless my family's taken care of first. So I know my schedule, I get my husband time, my kid time, my me time. I have that in my daily, weekly schedule. I know when everything is that I'm doing and what my family's doing. Then I put my business around my priorities, and priorities could be family, working out, health. Maybe you have hobbies that you like. Whatever
Right.
it is, priorities are, make sure you pick your top 5 priorities, 3 to 5 priorities, and work your business around those. Don't do it the other way around.
So
That's
do you have a paper time management system, or do you use a digital one?
I have on my Google Calendar, and I can see the blocks of time. So I block out my time for myself. So I know if I'm looking at my schedule, I know where the red blocks are, and I don't put anything in. So someone wants me on a call, someone
Yeah.
wants me training, I say, well, let me look at my schedule and I'll put them in. What happened before was someone would call me on the spot and be like, can you talk now? So, I want someone's time now. Oh,
Yeah.
I need information.
Yeah.
I would calls morning, noon, and night. I'd be sleeping, dead asleep, and my ding would go off. I'd wake up out of my sleep to answer calls. And Tim was like, why are you doing that? I'm like, I have goals, like
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. And that is, I know that is a lesson. That's certainly something that when I worked in the corporate world, I was always an A-type personality. And when I came into this business and decided to be an entrepreneur, I understand exactly what you're talking about. And for those that don't have that mindset, they don't understand the importance. So how much time do you spend on your business now? Like how many hours a week would you work?
Well, daily I try to work an 8-hour day if I can, but I break it up in chunks now. So I kind of block it throughout the day. I get little blocks. Within those blocks, I will put very specific tasks I'm doing. So today I'm going to, record some videos in this block. I'm going to go live in this block. I'm going to follow up in this block. I'm going to do reach outs in this block. So I have things blocked a lot easier. So I know that this is my block time, and I can see for the week what needs to be done, and I see it will all get done. And so when I'm in my time block of my certain things, so if I'm on my time block with my family, I'm having that my family, I don't have to answer calls because I can answer them after. I know that if I didn't—
You turn your phone off?
Yeah, one of my friends bought me it's a cube, and it locks and it has a timer on it. So I can put it in my kids love doing it. They'll put my phone in the box and they timer for 3, 4, 5. They did it for 13 hours one time. They turned the dial, made it 13 hours. And they locked it in the lockbox, and you can't open it.
You can't open it until that time's come. It's kind of like a vault in a bank.
The vault, it locks the metal vault and goes, it locks, and you can see the timer, so you cannot open that box until the timer's over.
Okay, well that's an extreme example, but that's cool. I think that's great. You can just turn the notifications off. Like you could do that, but I like that, and I love how the kids are involved and they like doing that because that's mommy time then.
Yeah, it's going to be family time. I let they know, they're like, can we lock your phone in the box? They get all excited. Who's going to turn the dial? And they get all excited. So that's just a fun thing that we do. But on the daily, I turn my notifications off, or I turn my phone off, and I focus on my task at hand because I know, okay, this is my 2 hours, and if I don't get this done today, I can move that over to tomorrow. Now I'm moving into some me time, and I did my work today. So I try to work an 8-hour day like a normal 5 job would be. Sometimes it's less. Maybe it could be more, but typically I like to try to work an 8-hour day. But you could literally do this business in less if you want. But I like to try to keep it like a 40 hours a week normal job is what I try to do. But some weeks I give myself a little bit of grace and don't work as much.
Good. Yeah. And that's one of the hardest things I found the first 6 months, because I'd been so used to having somebody stand over my shoulders. It took me a while to realize that I didn't have to do anything. I could give myself, I even now put in goof off time. So I might have a half hour where I'll do whatever I want.
Exactly.
So that's cool. What do you do today to keep yourself motivated? I'm just thinking from a personal development standpoint, because you mentioned at the beginning that you started to do some research and you were determined to learn. What do you do now? How do you keep yourself on top of your game?
So I love taking online courses. I love learning new things. So whether it be mindset coaching or law of attraction coaching, things that I'm interested in, different things. I took a course on the happiness course, like to learn, about being happy. And I love doing those kind of fun things. The science of well-being was, the science of happiness is a course that I took. And I the Ayurveda nutrition, studying those things. I love to study and learn to keep my mind sharp, learn new things. And I love sharing what I learn with people. So it keeps it interesting for people listening to things I have to say, but it also keeps my mind sharp and it keeps me focused. And so I don't get into a mundane routine. I love to learn. And self-development is good. You know, I think it's amazing.
Yep.
Podcast. I have every single book out there, but I'm not a book reader, which is a funny thing. I buy all the books, but I don't.
The authors thank you.
I know. And then I get ADD, I get everywhere or whatever, and I just sort of don't finish the books. And then I try listening to podcasts, but I don't do that. I tried, but I don't have it. But something that resonates with me, my style learning is like you and me right here. This connect is what I've learned is I will go on webinars just to learn new things. I don't know. I used to buy all the things from all the people. They all thanked me. Yeah. But going on webinars.
I think you're very visual, judging by your appearance. That's something that and it just depends on how you learn. I understand exactly what you're saying. You know, the online learning is stuff that you can do at your own pace. You can pick and choose. You can speed up. You can go to things and kind of see. And certainly in a busy lifestyle, I can see how that would fit in. Yeah. What's one myth about your profession that you'd like to debunk?
The network marketing profession.
Yeah.
Myth. Well, you know, the whole classic, it's a pyramid scheme. Like all the time.
Yeah. Are they?
I really don't believe so, because I know the classic, pyramid schemes are illegal. Yeah, but lots of things are illegal and people still do them. Okay, I get that. But
pyramid schemes, true pyramid schemes are more like a Bernie Madoff, where money is being exchanged and no product is being sold. And as you've indicated, and that was a problem in the 70s and 80s, is that people were just getting auto ship. They may not be getting actual product, or they would be getting product, and you could never buy the product itself. But I know with the Monet that you utilize, that's not the case, right?
Exactly. And we actually have awards on our products, and we have awards on our business from the Business Association of America. They've awarded our company with a lot of awards for the business itself and for the innovative product. So it's pretty legitimate.
Okay. If you were in my shoes, what question might you ask that I haven't already?
Well, maybe about $1 million bathrobe, maybe a little bit more about that.
So that's very good. So you tell us more about how you got into that. You were in your bathrobe. So tell us that story. That'd be great.
Yeah. So what happened was, the reason why $1 Million Bathrobe came about is because I was showing up, as you know, all the time in my bathrobe. And so when I got to the top, I was suggested by one of our corporate employees, higher ups. She suggested, maybe it's time you get out of your bathrobe. You've been on your bathrobe for a while. You're higher up. You represent the company. Maybe it's time to get out of your bathrobe. So I took her advice and I started trying to look like what success should look like. So I would do my hair and makeup, and I would get dressed up, and I would come on live and talk to my viewers, and people resonating with me. They actually were like, "Where's your bathrobe? Why are you not in your bathrobe? Who is this person?" People were
Wasn't you.
It wasn't me, because people saw me, the real me, for the last year and a half. And so I was trying to what I thought success should look like according to what society thinks.
Yep. So so you got to the top. It was suggested to you, you know what, you need to be a bit more professional, Amy, and that wasn't your gig. People didn't get you.
Oh, I can't hear you now. Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, we just it looks like you hit you froze for a second, and then it kicked me out. So good thing we're here, so we can. Where were we?
So about how when I got to the top, how the bathrobe came about. So I got to the top, and
Right.
what it was because people would resonate with the bathrobe so much. People
Right.
talk about my bathrobe and how it inspired them. They'd be like, I started my business because of you, not even the business I'm in, but their company. Like, I saw that you could do it too. Like, you were doing it and you succeeded. I could do it too. And I could show up and be myself. People started to resonate with being themselves and showing
Right.
as themselves, and they were feeling successful and they were feeling all the things. And so once I hit the $1 million mark, when I entered the $1 million club,
Yep.
it does that. This is my million. I made $1 million in my bathrobe. And then I started thinking about what that means. Like, what did it really mean to make $1 million in my bathrobe? And it really embodies the authenticity of, you know, just living your authentic self and
Yeah.
showing as
Yeah.
you. Success doesn't have to look like what society thinks it should look like, you know, a suit and a tie and coiffured, perfectly manicured, you know, face. Like, my nails, I'm a nail tech, but I got the worst nails. Like, I put makeup on for you guys today, but just because I wanted
Okay.
normally I wouldn't up, you know, but
Yeah.
showing I want to as I am, and not feeling like I have to portray anything other than I am. And so the bathrobe truly takes the outside off, that you can really reveal what's inside, because that the pressure of the outside is gone. It's almost like that uniform to let you truly just let the guard down and shine through your authentic self. And a lot of my journey, I connected a lot of dots after the fact. So I love to do my teachings with Million Dollar Bathrobe. It is a company that's completely separate from my network marketing business. It's
Okay.
its own business. And it's actually, it's a non-prospecting type place, like a non-recruitment zone. It's literally, it's not for, you know, trying to
More about mindset and
it's mindset, and it's helping connecting the dots in your own life. Because I connected after the fact, I connected so many dots and so many lessons were learned after I reflected back. So I wanted to create this company because so many people ask me the same questions over and over. What was different this time around? What
Right.
were you thinking to do? And so all these mindset, it's really heavily mindset driven, and it's very action based in the fact that I truly feel that you can learn all the things, you can listen to all the things, but until you actually put it into action, you're not going to see changes.
Exactly.
Right? So
Yeah.
I really emphasize a lot and work a lot with people on taking those action steps. We connect the dots, we have a teaching and reflect, and then we connect the dots. So there's all kinds of things that we do. I have a free online community, and it's a Facebook group, and it's called Feel Like a Million. So people can go into that group for free, and we do all kinds of fun stuff in there. I do a weekly blog. We do worksheets from the blog, and we have workshops, we have coffee dates, all kinds of fun stuff, like virtual coffee dates with everybody.
Okay.
And I created swag to also support the
Okay.
team. So I do have the bathrobe, but I have my favorite thing is these connection cards, because I'm a very visual person and I'm a card person. I have angel cards as one of my
Okay.
love to do angel card readings for people.
Okay.
And that's just a fun thing I do for my friends, but I'm really into the spiritual stuff. I really
Okay.
like the cards. So I made my own cards one day because I thought, hey, this
Now,
is
why does that not surprise me?
so these cards are pretty. They're rose gold and they're nice, thick quality. I want to make sure they're nice. And
Okay.
there's day of the month. So you can shuffle them up and pick which one you're inspired, or you can pick
Right.
the one off, and it gives you a thought and it gives you an action step. And so it's just another way to connect. It's a fun way. It's a tool to help connect those dots, to give you a challenge to think differently, to try something new. And so these are a little tool. They're my favorite tool that I created myself from all of
Okay.
my learning. So
Fantastic.
one of my favorite things. So my $1 Million Bathrobe company, like I said, it's totally separate from my network marketing company.
Okay.
They're completely different of each other.
Can you do you have programs, seminars people can engage you to help them with their business and be more authentic?
Yeah, I do workshops. I do virtual ones right now. I do in-person ones when COVID wasn't happening. I had
Okay.
ones, but I do online ones as well. And in next year, I'll have ones that you can subscribe to as well. That's in 2021. Those will be coming
Okay.
out. But right now, like, I do virtual ones where a workshop will go up and people can register, and then I do it on the day. But everything is on the hub. If you go to milliondollarbathrobe.com,
Okay.
that's the hub for, the swag store, for the podcast, for the YouTube
Great.
channel. It's the hub for everything, is that website.
That's fantastic. Amy, it has been truly a pleasure talking to you. Your energy, as I said earlier, is just contagious. You are an inspiration to anybody in the bathrobe or out of the bathrobe, even if they have a tie on. Trust me. I've interviewed a lot of people, and I've never met anybody that has had the history that you had before you became successful. So I just want to thank you very much for coming on the Spirit of Business, and I wish you well. And we will look for more of what you can do. And if you can give us that website again, that would be great.
Thank you so much. My website is www.milliondollarbathrobe.com.
Until next week, we'll see you on the Spirit of Business.